Hello and thank you for joining me. This is John, and I am here to tell you about my experience with Mindvalley's Duality. Now, it's been a few days since I've done my last video, and as a matter of fact, today's lesson number 15, was actually one that actually explained what was going on in my mind, and kind of like shared with me that obstacle that I've been always having a issue trying to get over. But first, on lesson number 12, I was doing the meditations, and it was very interesting because I've gotten a whole lot better at meditating now. And through this meditation that I was doing, I went from that the room that I was in this meditation was went from being like some dark Japanese looking one day, and then eventually turned into like I don't know, like a Victorian age giant library that was overlooking this beautiful landscape. But the most interesting thing was that since I've kind of got meditation down enough to where I don't fall asleep, and through though through through this meditation that I was doing, I actually almost noticed myself falling asleep. Like, it was crazy. Like, usually when I would fall asleep meditating before, I would doze off before I realized, oh dang, I fell asleep. But this was a whole lot different. So it was almost as though I'm walking down this aisle, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, and then I was like, whoa, that was weird. I was only actually able that one day, day 12, was the only day that actually happened, and I could sense how I can get weak. Like, I would get weaker in certain areas in my meditation, but that was the first time that happened. It really shocked me because I was like, whoa! It was just like it's as though if I was like falling asleep out of nowhere as I'm speaking to you. So it was really crazy, and it was very different. And actually, even down the line, Jeffrey was actually even explaining to somebody that what it felt like to him to be more of in a meditative state, I guess. And he mentions how he feels like the electronic um, sidewalk, and how he feels as though whenever you're letting your thoughts kind of like direct you, it's almost like you're getting in this electronical sidewalk and it's letting you go, and you're just kind of steered towards whatever it pushes you in. But I can understand now that what it's like to be meditative, I suppose, and I've actually used it a whole lot. I use it sometimes at work, and just in my everyday thing. And I noticed that it makes me kind of respond almost like a lot less enthusiastically, I guess, than I did before. Might be because of something else, or it might be like those growing pains. But I notice that sometimes when people talk to me, I can understand them, but I'm not really driven to, like, my mind isn't racing as much as it used to. There are some times, of course, like when I'm speaking right now, I'm a little self-conscious about how I'm saying things or what I'm doing. And of course, since I'm looking at my own reflection, it makes it a little weird, and I start noticing little things here and there. But what I'm talking about is actually just like learning to engage with others, I guess. I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm not that I'm losing it, but sometimes I just feel like I'm not all there. And of course, it might be perhaps because of this holiday season. I have had a few drinks here and there, and you know, and of course that might be also affecting me, and that is part of the reason why I haven't been able to make these videos. Not because I haven't been meditating. I've only not meditated one of the days, but because I get kind of caught up and start drinking or getting high. But so then everything else kind of becomes like, I kind of pushed aside, even though I'm really enjoying my growth in this and all. And today's lesson number 15 actually kind of spoke to me on this matter, since it has been really hard in the past for me to move past this growth period, I guess, and every time I find myself doing so well, and finally I'm looking at my results, and I'm making big changes, and I can't even imagine going back. Then I end up going back. And when I mean going back, I mean like getting back into, not doing anything productive, I guess. And I know in the past I would always beat myself up for it, because it takes a great effort to get anywhere, and then to suddenly turn back is just like you flew to a different country, and you were so eager to get there, and you finally got there. You finally arrived, and then you decide to just turn back and go home. And it's something that I kept experiencing with almost everything in my life. There's so many projects and things that I've started and never finished. And even with this, I have to admit that I often kind of get scared about like me procrastinating on anything, because I could see that there's a lot of benefit from this. And of course I've seen the same thing with diets and and even with exercise routines that I've done in the past. I've seen so much growth, and I could see that I'm going and everything's much better, and then all of a sudden I end up back where I used to be, and then I almost forget that of everything that I've done, or everything that I was doing. But yeah, I think that now I've learned a lot of really useful tools on today's lesson, and I know I have to cut myself some slack and admit that this is my growth period. I know, for instance, like I wanted to drink and get high, because I noticed that I started feeling a little, like sometimes I get a little, like, I don't know, depressed might be the right word. But then I start thinking of the day, and I'm thinking of like everything, and just how like lame and repetitive sometimes things can be, and it makes me just want to have something, because it's an easy remedy, you know. And but yeah, that's the reason why I do it. But I know I got these tools today, like the cosmic aura thing, and I did come at this with a bad back, or some uncomfort on my back, but it's all better now. And I know that as I keep working towards this, I know I'm going to show better results. And at least I know a tool to kind of remedy any of these growth pains that I go through. So thank you again for stopping by with me and checking this out, I guess. And thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.